Big Herc916, positivity, motivation. You know how we do it over here. Um, I've been getting people asking me about what do I think about the current market conditions as far as inflation, um, the quote unquote recession, the housing market, um, things of that nature. And I'm no financial expert. I don't proclaim to be. I don't give out financial advice. But all I can say is that you can't get too caught up in all the hype with what's going on in the economy based on social media, because there have been market fluctuations throughout history and people have survived. It's all kind of based on what you've been doing with your lifestyle up until this point. If you've been living above your means or overextending yourself on credit, buying things you didn't need, spending money where you didn't need to spend it, then this could impact you. You might have to sell some of your shit. But I got out of prison in 2008 during the housing market crisis. People were losing their homes. The job market was horrible. It was just a very grim, dim economic forecast when I got out in 2008. But I didn't watch any news, I didn't watch any TV pretty much throughout 2007, upwards of 2010, 2011. I didn't really get involved in anything on TV or social media. I mean, I learned a little bit about MySpace during that time, a little bit about Facebook, and was just trying to get acclimated back with technology and things going on in the world as far as surviving. And that mentality allowed me to make it through those times without any fear of living on the streets, being homeless, giving up, being depressed. I was happy. I was free. I was free, man, and I was just excited about life. I didn't feel like there was no opportunity where other people were really impacted by the job market. Man, I created my own job. Never settle for average has always been my motto in life. So I've been fortunate enough to get together with the brand NSFA and become a brand ambassador, because there's no room for mediocrity in life. So whether you're out here and you're an athlete, you're in entertainment, you're a business person, represent and pick you up a hat. And for those of you who are law enforcement, military, veterans, first responders, use code USA15 and get 15% off. Click the link in the description and never settle for average. I would go to the gym and work out and see somebody training that didn't look like they knew what they were doing. I would hit them up and be like, hey man, if you do that exercise this way, you get better results, and you might want to try this other exercise. And people would say, hey man, are you a trainer? And I would look around the gym to see if there were other trainers that worked there were looking at me, and I'd be like, no, but here's my card. And I would hustle, man. I would tell people about different supplementation and nutritional things that I knew about, and they were like, where do you get that from? And I'd be like, I got my own supplement business. And I would turn around and find products in the magazines that I could get for cheap, and I would flip them, buy them wholesale and flip them. And that was my first initial hustle when I got out, was using my body to open up doors. And then I would also, help people with their credit, because a lot of people were dealing with bad credit, past due credit. And I learned about helping people with their credit in prison, because a lot of guys were dealing with old credit history, haven't done time, and they were trying to figure out when they got out how they could establish themselves with a decent credit. So me and my team of guys I work with in there would help people discharge credit and clear their Equifax reports and TransUnion, and get back on their credit line, as far as getting it on the up and up. So I had a couple little things under my belt that I studied in prison, ranging from nutrition and health to dealing with the administrative process with removing bad credit from your credit history. And I utilized those tools in a way that it allowed me to survive and take care of myself when I got out. And then I also got into flipping cars. I religiously looked at car magazines, the Hemmings, anything I can get that had anything to do with cars. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get into the classic car game, and I started flipping cars, finding cars on Craigslist, flipping them, finding good deals. And that was also another way I supplemented my income. But I did a lot of non-traditional methods to make money that weren't necessarily taught in schools, but it allowed me to survive. So I say that to say that if you want to survive during these economic times, you got to be creative. You got to think outside the box. You got to look for gray areas that you can make money at that maybe aren't being promoted on social media. Pressure washing sidewalks or buildings. Every building you look at now has graffiti on it from somebody who decided to deface that building. You can start a business basically removing that graffiti or pressure washing the sidewalks because of all the filth and the homelessness, and that's a hustle. You can make $400 or $500, $1,000 a day if you get the equipment to go do that. And you can finance the equipment or borrow money from somebody to get the equipment and start making money. Trash removal. There's people with trash that need it hauled away. They don't have access to get to the dump. That's another hustle you could do and make money. There's plenty of that work out there. Just delivering stuff, somebody who doesn't have a truck. You have a truck, you have an old truck. Hey man, I offer delivery and pickup. You run an ad in Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, or some of these other local places, man, and dude, you can get business. There's so many different ways when you start thinking about it in order to make money. Mobile car wash, all kind of things. You just got to think outside the box. There's a lot of people working from home. A lot of people don't want to go to the grocery store. A lot of people don't want to go out and shop. You can offer mobile shopping services. You just gotta hustle. So yeah, the economy is in a slump. Yeah, stocks are down, crypto's down. People have lost money, but a lot of people are going to make money and take advantage of the low pricing of different things and buy up stuff to sell in the future. You got to always think long game in this. I always thought long game, so I wasn't looking to get out and make quick money. I was looking to get out and survive, but also think long term. And when you do that, you can make it through any financial crisis. It's not a matter of it actually being a crisis, but they want to create panic. Panic creates opportunity to get rich. So a lot of people are getting rich right now off the panic. People falling behind on their car payments, a lot of repos going on right now. So that means there's going to be a big secondary market. The shortage of inventory for the newer cars. So the secondary market is impacted. There's all type of ways to look at the situation and how you can capitalize on it. You just got to think out the box, man. So regardless of, what they're pushing as far as, it is considered after 2 quarters of down market gains. The bear market is considered a recession. The housing market, raising inflation, interest rates is causing loans to be more expensive. So a house payment that would have been maybe $2,000 a month, now it's going to be $3,000. Which means that the overall what you pay for that house is going to be more expensive at the end of the day. But it's also a lot of opportunity in there if you can figure out what is in demand, what is going to be in demand, and good deals. A lot of good deals out there. Cars, jewelry, artwork, people selling stuff out of desperation. You got to just look. You got to look in between the lines. So. This is, not what you consider your typical financial video where it's telling you, oh my God, take your money, buy all the gold and silver you can stack up on, which is also not a bad idea to diversify your investments, to have a little bit of that also. But at the same time, there is a lot of opportunity. People are still making money. I was at my lowest when the market was in the dump, and I survived. I made it, and I had nothing. I never once went out and filled out a job application, man, and I was able to get going on my feet. An ex-felon who just got through doing almost a decade. So look at yourself. If you're educated or you have any type of game, man, failure is not an option. Get out there and get it. Be positive, and like I always say, man, Big Herc916. Never do I settle for average. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at freshoutseries.com.